Game Arthurs.
Well, that was off tape, and I can tell you the score was 5-all when they had to come off for the rain interruption in that match. But they have resumed live, and you'll see that Arthurs has got another game, held his service, and that Agassi will be serving to stay in that opening set. So we have live tennis now, and that match is on BBC Two for you. We'll be having Henman here on BBC One any second now. And as you see, the players are back out on court. This is their third knock-up of the day. They first came out about 1 o'clock, and they had to go off fairly swiftly without playing. Then they had another knock-up and got those 3 games out of the way. And Henman had a very tentative start, dropped his serve immediately. Courier held his, but as you see, or as you just saw, Henman has got a couple of points in the bag for a possible break back when they resume. So we hope we'll have some more extended play this time now. And our commentators waiting for us there are Peter Fleming and David Mercer.
And waiting here with fingers, toes and everything else, I think firmly crossed that we will indeed have a good period of play. And I'm sure that the 2 players would really love to get into it. Tim Henman, as Des was mentioning, love 30 on the Courier serve. Courier leading by 2 games to 1. Henman, who opened with a double fault, and Peter really did, as Des was saying, very nervous when he came out to actually start the match.
Yeah, I think he was a little unprepared after the first rain delay, and the match went against him for the first 3 games largely. However, at the change of sides at 2-1 in the first set, Tim Henman left his chair very quickly, only spent about 15-20 seconds at his chair, and came out and sort of jogged in place a little bit, and really looked very sharp for the first 2 points of that 4th game. And so now the question must be, will he start this resumption again in such mood? Because he had a different look to his face. He was more focused, and if he can start that way, then he'll be right back on terms, and we'll have a new match.
Well, a lot of celebrities want to see this match. Sir Cliff Richard, well, I wonder if he's doing some gargling just in case he has to have another sing-along. Colin Montgomery, of course, a big date up in Carnoustie in a couple of weeks' time. You'll be able to see that on BBC television and listen to it on Radio 5 Live, and I dare say he'll be at Loch Lomond. Isn't Ilie Nastase, one of the great names never to win these championships? I always think of Ilie Nastase, Ivan Lendl and Ken Rosal as perhaps the 3 greatest players never to win at Wimbledon. All of them, of course, finalists. Ilie losing that epic 5-set final to Stan Smith, and I always tease Ilie and say, you didn't have any chairs in those days. And he said, I'm not that old. That was the last final without chairs. One statistic is already interesting, and we can see the pattern of the match is already developing. And if we look at the serve and volley, you can see Courier staying back behind everything. And I'm a little surprised that Henman is only coming in just over half of the time.
Well, yes, I think that's an indication of how tentative he was starting this match. He will serve and volley most first serves, but in the first 2 games, service games on his serve, he did stay back several times, or a couple of times anyway, on his first serve, and several times on his second serve. I think that would actually be helpful for him, and if he did serve and volley just a little bit more to show that aggression that he will need to win this match.
Change the balls, please.
Now, what happens here is that they brought out a special set of balls for the warm-up, and now they will get the match balls out again. They'll have been sealed up in the referee's office. There's some sellotape around the boxes to make sure that they don't get in the wrong place. And the ball kids, who are all, of course, trained by Wally Wamfer, do such a great job because you never notice them, and that's the same way always. If you don't notice a ball kid, they're doing a good job.
Courier to serve, last 30.
The delay was 1 hour and 12 minutes.
Net first service. 15-30.
Courier playing that approach shot rather safely, but a firm backhand volley. I think that tactic surprised Henman just a little.
The slice return, keeping the ball very low, forcing the error. 2 break-back points.
Two against all, first set.
The chip forehand that we saw Henman hit there is very much a feature of his game. His main ambition is to get the return in play, preferably low, if possible. He doesn't go for many winners unless the shot is just begging to be hit.
Long.
Henman guiding that forehand, wrong-footing Courier.
Love. Henman leads by 3 games to 2 first set.
Well, what a contrast between Henman's approach to the second start, if I can put it that way, the restart of the match, compared with the original start. Very positive.
Yes, no doubt he'll have had a conversation in the locker room with David Felgate, and indeed learned himself that he needed to be more aggressive and didn't want to come out tentatively again. I'm sure being up love 30 in that game on the resumption was a good thing for him, knowing that this was a great time to capitalize on the advantage that Courier would be just a little bit nervous having to serve at love 30, and Henman's done well.
Time.
Just a little delay because there's an announcement by the chief executive of the club about play on the other
So
courts.
hopefully more play on the outside courts within 10 minutes. Thank you.
So the play on the outside courts hopefully resume in 10 minutes. Here it's 2-3.
Love. Love.
The Henman forehand is the side that always will bring more errors from him. Hits a lot of winners, but somewhat erratic.
Love.
Well, Courier hardly cringing at the thought of Henman's chip and charge ploy there.
Again, Courier. Three games all, first set.
Courier answers Henman's love service game with one of his own. And both men now seemingly have settled down, 3-all.
Love 15.
Well, that passing shot of Jim Courier struck with complete venom. Henman just not ready quick enough for the volley.
Love 30.
Well, Courier seeing the ball beautifully and striking it with such power.